Yeah, we do have the warning, a severe thunderstorm warning.
Just for the thunderstorms. Right
Philadelphia and all the counties up and down, from the Lehigh Valley down through the Philadelphia area, down through all of Delaware, and now all of South Jersey.
But the conditions are right for Philadelphia to be under a tornado warning soon.
Well, they don't have the tornado warning. That it expires in about 3 minutes, unless they see something or get a report of something and have to reissue a tornado warning. But what they've done is to issue a severe thunderstorm warning for the entire line of storms. And what that means is that they have not gotten any reliable reports of funnel clouds or tornadoes touching down, but the winds here, and Bill showed you that 59-mile-an-hour wind gust in Dover, that's pretty strong, and that's enough to cause some damage and some power outages. And I've always said that whatever you see reported from an airport reporting station, that's just one spot, and it's got to be a little bit higher somewhere else. The odds of the absolute strongest wind in Delaware being right over Dover Air Force Base is mighty, mighty small. So I'm pretty sure there are wind gusts over 60 miles an hour in parts of Delaware right now. And that wind, then this flag, is going to change. Once the line moves through, a westerly wind is going to come in, and you're going to see the low clouds moving in a complete different direction. That's how powerful this system is. The jet stream up 30,000 feet above the ground is extremely strong. The low pressure center at the surface that is helping to cause this has one of the lowest pressures that you can imagine during the month of February. Of course, if this was colder, it would be a huge blizzard at this point, but we're talking about 60-degree temperatures and not any threat of snow.
Glenn, we're now seeing the warnings extended. We now are seeing two distinct lines that we're tracking this morning. The one with the tornado warning, which is a moments away from expiring, about 45 seconds. That's going to be expiring. But, they have just extended the severe thunderstorm warnings. So there is the potential of damaging winds, even though this is not tornado activity. It's not tornadic. That is a very powerful line of storms that's moving through Delaware County right now and into West Philadelphia. But it's also Montgomery, Bucks County, Glassboro. You've got some light scattered showers right now. About this line, you're going to be at the southern edge of it. Now, the other line is to the south. You could see it from Vineland heading towards Morris River, crossing Delaware Bay and into southern Delaware as well. This is the line that has produced warnings for just about all of South Jersey into Brick Township in central New Jersey at the shore. But one way or the other, whether it's this line or that one, just about everybody from this line and this one eastward has the potential for severe weather as this moves in. Now, it's 15 minutes after 10 o'clock, and we have just seen that tornado warning expire. The tornado warning was for portions of Newcastle County. There's a radar-indicated rotation around Newark that has since not been spotted on the radar, but you can clearly see this line of potentially severe weather that is moving through the entire area. Now, Reading, you're past it. Those western suburbs, Chester County, western Montgomery County, you've got rain, but the severe wind is ending. A different story in Bucks County. It is just starting to move into Bucks County, just to the north of Hatfield. Buckingham, you are still waiting to get those heaviest downpours and the strongest winds. And Philadelphia, okay, here we go, Phillies. You're about to get that very heavy rainfall. It is starting to move into South Philadelphia and the strong gusty winds. And you can see on the screen right there, William Penn watching the flag, and he's going to watch that flag really hold on for dear life as this line of some very strong thunderstorms moves into Center City. There it is. The line is just to the west, and it's coming with some very strong gusts. Let's check in on those. Well, the winds are gusting to 33 miles an hour at the airport at last report, and near 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts in Dover. So this is the line. This is one of the lines that's moving through, and there's still a possibility we'll see wind gusts as high as 60 miles an hour in Philadelphia as that line of severe thunderstorms races through the area. So be on the lookout. We're no longer worried about seeing tornadoes at this point, but look at the waves picking up with those strong gusty winds at the shore. That's a live view from Cape May. So The threat of a tornado seems to have dissipated, but please stay weather aware. Our download app, our NBC10 app, it's a free download. It will give you information as it happens for your neighborhood. And look at that rainfall coming down right now. That's our camera from Philadelphia International.
Right.
You can see, yes, the airport, Philadelphia International. You can see the parking lot on the right, and the shaking camera is the wind, that strong wind that is racing through the airport right now.
I'm not seeing anything official right now as far as delays at Philadelphia International, but they are warning right now that it could, of course, cause delays at Philly International. I am seeing tweets from passengers that are trying to get out, really taking in the weather and what's going on. Some people frustrated because of what's going on with the weather out of Philly International. And, of course, we're going to keep you posted if the delays start to come in because of the system that has just moved in such a wall. Look at the difference, guys. We literally just about 7 minutes ago, we checked in on this camera and it was still a clear day. And now these are the sheets of rain. This is the wind, the foggy look. This is how strong this system is. And this is exactly what Glenn was showing us over on this monitor of how fast moving this is and how gusty this is. So we are about to feel it here in Center City, what you guys were getting out in Delaware a little while ago. Luckily, that tornado warning has in fact expired already. So we are under a severe thunderstorm warning, not a tornado warning here. But look at how fast, Glenn, the condition is changing just in the seconds that we have been on this camera right now. What can you tell us about what we're seeing? Is that the line that's to your right now, Glenn?
Yeah, that's it. And wow. You're not necessarily going to get an hour's worth of this, but maybe 15 minutes in any one spot of these maximum winds, which is what we're seeing right now, coming right through Philadelphia right now. This is not the time to pick up your kids from school, that there's some kind of emergency, or to leave work. This line is going to move through, and conditions are going to improve this afternoon. It's going to be really windy, but this kind of rain, this kind of thunderstorm is only temporary. This is going to move through, and we're going to watch this camera by the minute.
Look at that.
Change the visibility. Look at this. Now we're already starting to see the road, which we couldn't see, a minute ago?
Yes, absolutely. How strong are the winds right now, Glenn, right there for where the camera that we're looking at in our area? How strong?
I bet that's at least a 60-mile-an-hour gust that we had. There are certain cameras that we have that are really locked down very firmly. And it takes a powerful wind to shake the camera that much. So I'm pretty sure that we have those extremely strong winds. There's no reason to doubt it.
We're actually getting a report right now from a viewer in Ellesmere, Delaware. Thank you so much for letting us know what you're experiencing out there. But apparently the wind was so strong, it blew open her doors. That is the cell that was over her.
Right. Remember, I was mentioning Ellesmere when we were showing the rotation, when we did see the rotation on the radar. But let me show you this on the radar itself, because we can show you the line of thunderstorms. There's not really a whole lot of lightning with it. I mean, look at that visibility continue to improve. So this line is moving extremely rapidly. It's moving at 50 miles an hour. And it's only this narrow, so that's why you have such a brief period of those downpours and the strongest wind. We are getting reports of damage coming in from Berks County down through Chester County and through northern Newcastle County. And you'll notice the symbol is a tree in half. So those are reports of wind damage, trees down, in some cases blocking intersections.
Glenn, real quick, and we also want to let people know, do not wait for this to be a tornado warning to get shelter. This is one of these systems that is so strong, you need to be taking cover now.
Right. A 60-mile-an-hour wind can cause a lot of havoc. It depends on what kind of house you have. It depends on what kind of car you're in. I wouldn't want to be driving as this thing is coming through. But look, it's already cleared Philly International. It's already cleared West Philly. It's already cleared Mount Airy and Chestnut Hill. It's already cleared the main line. Now, that doesn't mean that the rain is over. You see this area of heavier rain behind it, but the atmosphere is really stabilized behind this line. So any potential for a tornado or extreme wind damage really goes down as soon as that line goes through. And you can see how fast it is moving at 50 miles an hour. So it is really just tapering off at Center City. You see that traffic camera from South Philly, and now we can see the road much better. The worst of that storm has already passed South Philly.
Okay, well, we're still getting in viewer comments, and we appreciate it very much right now. Keep it coming, but stay safe, guys. As you said, this is a very quick-moving storm. Bill Henley, show us what you're looking at right now. What perspective do you have?
Well, Glenn was talking about those communities that have seen it end. It's still on the way to Cape May right now. I know we've been putting up the camera. I asked that we put up the Cape May shot because just moments ago we were seeing some sunshine. Cape May is about to get the southern part of this line that's moving across Delaware Bay, and it is producing some lightning. And within this line, we're going to see that rapid decrease in the visibility, the heavy downpours, and the potential for some strong gusty winds. Now, I checked at the airport. The strongest wind gusts I saw as it rolled through Philadelphia International were around 35 miles an hour. But within this line, as Glenn was mentioning, the wind gusts can go much higher, 60, potentially 70 miles an hour. All right, we've got the Cape May shot right there, and that's a live view from the Marquis de Lafayette Hotel. You can see the raging water. The ocean is looking like it's going to get actually worse before it gets better. So we've got pretty good visibility right now. I've got a clear view of Beach Avenue from that camera. But as it moves into the area, in fact, as any one of these lines moves into your neighborhood, you're going to see a rapid decrease in the visibility. You'll see those winds wrap up. And with those winds, Glenn, you know, we kept talking about thunderstorm winds. There's a reason we call it a severe thunderstorm, because a severe thunderstorm is potentially dangerous and can produce damage. And right now, we've got a line of severe thunderstorms that's moving through our area north to south. Excuse me, let me just hit that and get it right back on track. And you can see that line extends from southern Northampton County through Bucks County into Philadelphia.
And you see that it's broken?
Yep.
And we have one line that is going ahead of the other. So the winds pushing this line have to be stronger than the winds pushing this one. And we are seeing the strongest wind reports coming from Delaware and Maryland.
You mentioned those wind gusts. There they are. Whoa, look at that. Philadelphia International.
49.
That's the strongest wind gust we've seen all morning.
Wind.
43-mile-an-hour wind gusts at Wildwood. That's at the airport in Wildwood, and they will be ramping up in Atlantic City. And Dover is still seeing some really strong winds. So, look at that sky in Cape May, Glenn. That sky turning very dark and stormy.
Dark. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be out in a boat at this point. That is for sure.
There's the line once again. You can see it is approaching, just moving through Morris River right now, heading into Cape May County.
All of Delaware is past.
It's past, yes. But Cape May, Atlantic City, still in the path of the storm. In fact, it's just starting to move into western Atlantic County. And this doesn't look severe to my eye. This is where the lines break, and it's more scattered in Gloucester and Camden counties.
Down here.
Yep.
And the other thing about the coastal areas, as this line approaches, we have a southerly wind, so there's no barrier to the wind coming over the ocean.
No trees, no buildings, no
right.
ground.
So we're likely to get even stronger wind gusts in Cape May, Wildwood, Sea Isle City, up through Margate, Atlantic City, and Brigantine, and Long Beach Island from the south. And that, of course, can help cause some coastal flooding as well.
That is racing towards Cape May. Our Cape May camera is still looking very stormy.
Look at that.
But the worst has yet
Delaware
to
beach
arrive.
Is just broken up.
Just cleared the Delaware beaches. Lewis, you're getting a pretty good downpour right now. But Dover, no issue there. Oops. Whoops. All right, we're taking the view from the International Space Station. Let me. Oops, I think I've got this one, Glenn. Okay. There we go. Back to this view. There it is. You can see that line now moving through Bucks County. Let me zoom in and take you through this county by county. It is now exiting. It's exiting portions of Northampton County. Allentown, you're out of the woods for the severe weather, but look at that line moving through Doylestown right now. Just the worst of it just to the north of Doylestown, and it's now moving into lower Bucks County. It's just about done with Montgomery County and North Philadelphia. You're getting some of the heavy downpours and those strong gusty winds. And there's the line that is entering Camden County, just moving past Camden right now. And Burlington County, you must be thinking, what are you guys talking about? Because it really hasn't even started to move in there yet. Just a few neighborhoods are seeing some downpours, but the potential is with us. We're seeing winds like this now from that line eastward, near 50 miles an hour in Philadelphia and over 54 miles an hour. That's strong enough to bring down tree branches, which can lead to some power outages this morning. We've seen a little bit of lightning, not a lot of lightning, but this is a line of severe thunderstorms, whether we get lightning or not. It's the winds that we're most concerned about. Glenn?
Yeah, Bill, we're keeping an eye, obviously, on the line itself. This is only a 30-minute time lapse, and you can see how fast that line is moving through the area. It's past Cheltenham and Abington and Warminster. It is right on top of Northampton, probably getting increasing wind right now. The visibility is dropping. You're going to see or feel those wind gusts. It's going to be pouring. You're going to think the world's coming to an end. And then 5 minutes later, it's already starting to improve. Here we are, Ben Salem about to get hit here. So Bucks County, the great majority of Bucks County, is right in the path of this very strong line of storms. Not reporting any tornado threats right now. These are severe thunderstorm warnings. But when you get under that line of storms, you're thinking that it is really powerful. And it is powerful. And it is dangerous when you're having that line, or if you're trying to drive in this kind of weather. It's hard to drive a car when this kind of wind and storm is coming through. But you realize you just have to wait a little while, and the storm moves through, and the weather improves. And that is what is going to happen.
All right. Thank you so much, Glenn. And of course, we're going to stay with you throughout this entire storm. We are keeping an eye out over this warning. And of course, if any tornado warning develops once again. But in the last 15 minutes or so, you have been in the clear of the tornado warning that was over Wilmington. But we already have trees down in Delaware. People reporting, look at this, guys. Look at the damage there in such a short period of time. That is a huge tree that toppled on top of that small blue car. Once again, that is the cell that we were watching with you as we were trying to help you stay safe through this situation. Hopefully that was just a parked car with no one inside of it. But that is a humongous tree that was knocked over, and rightfully so, judging by the wind gusts that Bill Henley has been warning about all morning. Stay with us. We will be back in 30 minutes, and we'll come to you if we need to sooner.